Okay, good morning. We're going to begin our program. I'd like to say welcome to the Torrance Fire Department's 2021 promotional ceremony. At this time, I would like for everybody to stand as we prepare to post our colors. At this time, I would invite Deputy Chief Dave DeMay to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. Can you please join me in citing the Pledge of Allegiance? Ready? Begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing as we play the national anthem, presented by firefighter Wes Miller. Please remain standing as I invite up Firefighter Wes Miller to lead us in an invocation.
Hi, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here. Please bow your heads and pray with me. Good and loving God, there are many things to be grateful for today. First and foremost, we give thanks to you, Lord, for assembling a group of people who are willing to put their lives on the line for others and support the ones that do. We are blessed to have each other, and we pray for our spiritual salvation and faith to sustain in the face of danger. We pray for our safety, health, and mental wellness. Father, please lend us your strength for us to ask for help when we need it. Lord, please protect our families and guard our relationships and marriages. Lord, keep us emotionally strong but spiritually tender when confronted with the brokenness and evil around us. Help us recognize misplaced anger and anguish and allow us to find security through you. Lastly, we pray for your wisdom and discernment to shine on our work as we face every crisis. Amen.
Please be seated. Wow, good morning. What a difference a year makes. Welcome to our hybrid promotional ceremony. Obviously, due to the COVID restrictions, we were only able to invite one guest per recruit and promotee. So if we reflect back on last year, we didn't have our promotion ceremony as last year. We made some adjustments, and in fact, we had our recruits last year, who I pinned their badge on last year. And we didn't have the celebratory ceremony that we've had this year, but we have them here today. Firefighter Borello and Sharf have joined us as well. So you guys get to take your oath today. And thank you for, we ended the academy early for you guys, but you guys rose to the challenge. Also during that period, we had some promotions, captain's promotions. Normally we'd have the conversation with the fire chief, but last year we didn't have that. Obviously we were in different times. One of you, Captain Kathy, was assigned immediately to the EMS division to provide assistance as we led the way for our community for the COVID response. So we thank you. Also during that period, we invited some new members to our family, and we also, with George in IT and Michelle, our admin analyst. We also have two of our promotees within the administrative division, so congratulations, Zora, who's over there filming, and Nan Alcantara. Today we celebrate the promotions of chief officers, captains, fire engineers, and firefighters. At this time, I would like to acknowledge our guests. Normally we would have a lot more dignitaries in here. But again, as I mentioned, with COVID restrictions, we're limited. So I would like to thank Rebecca Poirier, our city clerk, for joining us this morning. And our freshly promoted city manager, Ram Shaporian.
Hello, this is your Congresswoman, Maxine Waters, in our California's 43rd Congressional District. I'm so very pleased to join our Torrance Fire Department in honoring its new recruits. We're always so pleased to have new recruits working in our community. Hao Wei Chen, Patrick Fomak Khan, Stephen Odien, Christian Hereta, Sam Hedrick, Corey Meyer, Christian Wilbraham, Chase Tinberg, Michael Stroh-Snyder, Katie Cockburn, Cole Conn-Sank. Congratulations on your graduation. I'm so appreciative of your bravery and service on behalf of the City of Torrance. I have no doubt that our community will rest assured knowing that our communities are protected by all of you. Again, congratulations and thank you.
Hello, I'm Congressman Ted Lieu, and I'm so honored to have been asked to say a few words at the Torrance Fire Department's graduation and promotion ceremony. To all the recruits and to your families, congratulations. You made it. To even be a recruit in the first place, you had to have been outstanding. And then you made the long and difficult journey to become a firefighter. And today, you become a Torrance firefighter. So for those of us who have businesses or live in Torrance, we're thrilled to have you protect us. My wife Betty and I made Torrance our hometown because we know it's a balanced city. Torrance has tremendous schools and amazing public safety. As all of you know, Torrance has a Class 1 rated fire department. Less than 1% of our nation's fire departments achieve that exceptional rating, and it can only be done with the support of the entire community. So I want to thank Torrance Mayor Pat Fury and the City Council, city staff, your Fire Chief Martin Cerna, and most of all you, the personnel at the Torrance Fire Department, for your bravery, your professionalism, and your excellence. My wife Betty and I have had the occasion to see the Torrance Fire Department in action. Your professionalism was unmatched, and your response time was truly amazing. I've always been a big believer in public safety. When I was on Torrance City Council, I fought against budget cuts. And I'm very pleased that now, when Congress passed the American Rescue Plan, we have over $20 million going to the city of Torrance, funds that can be used by a city to maintain our exceptional public safety. Today is your day. You have had remarkable achievements, and now you start your career with the Torrance Fire Department. Welcome to the Torrance family.
Good morning, Torrance. I'm Assemblymember Al Murthy, proudly representing Torrance in the South Bay in the California Legislature. Want to congratulate all the new firefighters, as well as the newly promoted veterans of the Torrance Fire Department. As someone who lived in Torrance for over 20 years, I know that the entire Torrance community is so proud of having a Class 1 fire department protecting their residents. So I just want to, again, congratulate all the new firefighters and thank each and every one of you for all that you do, whether you're out fighting wildfires or responding to the emergency medical service calls. We really appreciate our firefighters. Thank you very much. Take care and have a great day.
Hi, I'm LA County Supervisor Janice Hahn. I'm happy to be here virtually with all of you to commemorate your graduation and promotion ceremony. Whether you are one of the 12 new graduate firefighters, a new promotee, or a new hire, I want to congratulate you on this accomplishment and thank you for your service to our community. People depend on the fire department in their moment of crisis. In fact, you see many people on their worst day. The help you give them, the comfort you provide, means so much to them in that moment, and I'm sure many of them will remember you for the rest of their lives. Most people run away from danger, but you choose to run towards it. We depend on people like you, and I couldn't be more grateful for your decision to serve. Thank you, and congratulations.
Hi, everyone. I'm Torrance Mayor Pat Fury. I'm really pleased to be here today to celebrate our Torrance Fire Department. A whole bunch of new recruits and promotions. I've always been very, very proud of the Torrance Fire Department. It's a Class 1 fire department, award-winning. It's renowned throughout not just the region, but the state and the country. And the people who are joining it now, the new recruits, you're joining a class organization. And you're going to make a big difference in the 148,000 or so people who live in our city and all the businesses. They respect you. And I look forward to working with you in the next several years and look forward to the great things that you'll be doing. To the promoters, to the promotees, I want to really give you my congratulations personally for your professionalism and moving up the chain. And to our Fire Chief Martin Cerna, I always have to hand it to you because of your progressive nature that you've taken the Torrance Fire Department. I joke with you a lot of times about how you've changed the Benjamin Franklin way of firefighting into a professional 21st century fire unit. And I stand by that today, and I stand with you. And congratulations to everybody. Thank you for being here with our guys today.
Hello, I'm Heidi Ashcraft, Torrance City Councilwoman, and I'm so sorry we can't be be together today. Congratulations to the Fire Academy graduates, those that are having promotions, and all the new hires. What a great day. I've always enjoyed being together, physically being together, to congratulate you, but since we can't be together, I'm here today to say congratulations and welcome to the Torrance Fire Department. I'm so proud to be part of this city because of the valuable assets we have, and number one is our #1 class fire department. Thank you for all you do. You make us proud and very, very safe. Thank you and congratulations again. I hope to see you in person soon.
Hi, my name is George Chen, Torrance City Councilman. I want to take this opportunity to give you my heartfelt congratulations to all those who are new in the Torrance Fire Department. Whether you're a recruit, a new hire, or you're being promoted. Thank you for your service to our city, and I wish you many, many, many great years in this city. Thank you once again, and congratulations.
So at this time, I would like to invite our city manager, our boss, to come up and say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. Good morning, everyone. As Chief said, my name is Adam Chaparian. Although I am the city manager for 7 months, I've been with the city for 20 years now. I started as an intern in the city manager's office. What I thought was a 6-month internship actually has been lasting for 20 years now. As Chief said earlier, the concept of family, I consider you all family, and not just the individuals here with the badge, but our extended family, the family members, the mothers, the fathers, the parents, the children, the spouses. What we've gone through collectively over this last year, I'm just in awe. Literally, the chief and I, along with the executive staff, sat in this very room. If you can imagine, a large U-shaped table, 6 feet apart, with our Clorox and our face masks when we could, planning our response. And I can tell you from the moment, if you all recall, in Torrance, if you read in the papers, on March 1st, we had a small incident, a cyber incident. That's what the insurance folks tell us. I'll leave it at that. But 4 days later, LA County declared a state of emergency, local emergency, and a week after, City of Torrance declared our own local emergency. And from that moment on, firefighters, police officers, our frontline employees, both in any position, we were rolled up our sleeves and went into 24-hour, 7 days a week response. And I'm sure this hasn't been an easy year for any of us, especially our family and our friends who became COVID positive, unfortunately. I'm sure we all know someone that may have lost their life. So reflecting on what we've gone through collectively, it's inspirational to be at this point in history in this room, because we've been in this room many times before, celebrating, sometimes in memory of, but I'm really excited to be at this crossroads in our history, our collective history. And as far as Torrance goes, with the leadership of Chief Cerna, our executive officers, our chiefs, and our management team, I think we're positioned for success. To the parents and the families, thank you for entrusting your family members to our family, and to our promotees and our new recruits, welcome. Your well-being is paramount. You know, I don't have a job; it's a lifestyle, 24/7. When you're here, literally, my cell phone's next to my bed. And I'll get a call from the chief, and we take great responsibility. There's almost 150,000 residents. There's our daytime population, as you all know, goes up by another 100,000. There's almost 250,000 people that depend on you for frontline response, and that's a great responsibility. But I know with the training you've received, with the family support that you have, and the mayor and council, our elected officials, and the entire community is behind you. We got your back. So I take full responsibility for all of us as a family, and I'm sure with Chief's leadership and with the training you received, you'll have a very rewarding career. But at the end of the day, remember, we're public servants, and we have an obligation, both a responsibility and a fiduciary responsibility and a personal responsibility to serve the residents of Torrance. And in closing, again, thank you for the opportunity. I never got a ceremony for being promoted city manager. Maybe I'll get one on my way out when I retire. So technically, I'll also embrace this celebration, but it truly gives me an honor to be before you today to reassure you that you're on the right path and just stay true to the mission of service. And with that, thank you, congratulations, and good luck. Thank you, Chief.
Thank you, Aram. If you want, we can also have you give a video clip and we can show it to celebrate. Okay. Truly, thank you for your words. They're truly inspirational. And as I've shared with many, I'm looking forward to your leadership. I'm excited about our future. Your words captured the essence of the fire service when we talk about family. And you and I have had many conversations about that. And I can assure you, everybody in this room is here to support your mission and your direction as we have in the past and will continue in the forward as we serve the community of Torrance. So thank you, sir. So here's my opportunity to speak to not only our future firefighters, our ambulance operators, and our newly promoted officers, chief officers, and others. So this will be my message. The desire to serve, the ability to perform, the courage to act. This has been our motto and continues to be our motto to this day. It's a motto that is used by many fire departments across our great nation. I first heard this motto 30 years ago and have shared these words at each promotional ceremony I've had the honor and privilege to speak at. These words have never been more on display than this past year. The pandemic, COVID-19 challenge not only challenged our profession, but the entire world. The desire to serve, the ability to perform, the courage to act. For each of you, this day is an acknowledgement of your accomplishments. This promotion represents the culmination of a journey embodying many months, years of effort. Each of you took different paths to get to this point. Each of you are at different points in your career. But regardless of how you came to this day, each of you will need to depend on each other to support this new and exciting path. But as we celebrate our accomplishment, your accomplishment, remember this is not the end, but only the beginning of a new and exciting journey with high expectations. As stewards of the taxpayers, we need to demonstrate we are worth their investment. As you traverse through your career with the TFD, be aware that the only foundation that is strong enough to support your time, your effort, your patience, your endurance in this new chapter is a fundamental drive of service above self that I know lies in each one of you. As we move past today, you will need to decide if you're going to be the anvil or the hammer. Will you be the critic, feeding on the negativity, eating away at the soul of our organization? Or will you be the servant in the dust of the arena, covered in the dust of the arena from this day forward? You get to decide. For many generations, young men and women, such as yourselves, have heard the calling, the attraction of the sirens coming from a fire engine, calling you to a life of service. Let today serve as a reminder of that calling. The sounds of the siren and the blast of the horn will have a different meaning after today, but only if you listen to that voice that whispered in your ear, telling you this is the path for you, the service above self. We live in a time when many say there are no heroes. Well, I say they don't know where to look. At our state capitol, there's a memorial wall, a firefighter memorial wall. It's a solemn place, and on that wall marks the names of more than 1,400 firefighters that have paid the ultimate sacrifice. On that hollowed wall, you will discover the names of 4 Torrance Fire Department members. Firefighter Joe Bowman, Captain John Vosper, Captain John Heel, Battalion Chief Jack McCarter. These 4 names only add up to only a tiny fraction of the price of many that have paid the price, the ultimate price for our profession. All 4 of them heard the tone that rings out at each one of our Torrance fire stations today. Those are the same tones that are summoning you as they did for them when they were in our stations. You must answer the call without hesitation and without judgment. On that same wall, there is a name missing. Christopher Matthew Thompson. You can search, but you will not find his name, because he never had the opportunity to celebrate as you did today. You are today. Chris was a young man who dreamed of one day having the honor to sit in the very seat you are in right now. He was an auxiliary firefighter for us, and I guess you can say he was part of our Grow Our Own program. As I reflected on our last conversation, or my last conversation with Chris this past week, I recall we were chatting about his future, his goals. Chris shared a dream, his dream. Martin, my dream is to one day have the privilege of pinning a badge on my chest, a Torrance firefighter badge, and serve the community of Torrance. Chris finally received that call and was scheduled to start the academy with class of 95. Unfortunately, that day never happened, because a few days before he was scheduled to start that academy, he was struck and killed by a drunk driver. On the back of his picture at Station 1, you will find a Christmas list that he wrote, Christmas of 1994. On that list, he had several items. One of those items which he had crossed out, a job for the city of Torrance. Chris had the honor, never had the honor of pinning a badge on his shirt. I share that story as a reminder of the awesome responsibility each of you have not to forget your pledge and how privileged you are to be called a Torrance firefighter. You now stand on the shoulders of the generations of yesteryear. You are expected to not only embody our core values, but respect and live out the firefighter creed by taking full, extreme ownership of the baton that is being passed on to you. Our community is going to accept and has accepted your oath. Live out your values daily. Live out these values daily. You now have the awesome responsibility to fulfill that promise. Will you cultivate your desire to serve? Will you keep and continue to be a professional by mastering your craft, which will give you the ability to perform? And at the moment of truth, will you have the courage to act? This year, we added a service to our department, our EMS transportation program. Our ambulance operators have joined us this morning, so welcome to the Torrance Fire family. As I shared, and many have shared, you guys have a heavy lift. And if I did not think you were capable, you would not be sitting here today. Know that we are proud of each and every single one of you, but know your journey is only beginning. As I shared, much is expected, but I'm confident you'll answer the challenge. I also recognize that a few of you will be leaving us, but always know wherever you go, you will have a piece of the TFD with you. Represent our patch well. At this time, I would like to invite up Captain Baker for an announcement.
Thanks, Chief. Sorry, I usually bring a box to stand on. Bring that down a little bit. So today, I'm the EMS captain for the Torrance Fire Department. Some of you guys may know me. The ambulance operators are familiar with me. Our division brought that transportation program into service earlier this year, like Chief Cerna mentioned. So today I'm up here wearing two hats. One is the EMS captain, and the other as representative of the Torrance Firefighters Association. I was talking to Chief Dumais earlier. He's our most senior member on the fire department. I asked him, I said, hey, how long have we been giving out scholarships? 'Cause that's something the Torrance firefighters do. I've been involved in it since 2005. And he had mentioned it came to be much earlier than he even got here in the 80s. So we've been doing it for quite some time. We've been giving out scholarships. And typically these scholarships have gone to high school seniors from the local schools. After a conversation earlier this year with our executive board, the Torrance Firefighters Association Executive Board, we decided that we were going to change directions this year in support of the Grow Our Own program with the fire department. We would sponsor one of the AOs for paramedic school. We thought that giving back to the program, giving back to the city in that way could have a positive impact on not only the fire department program, encouraging people to apply for our program and work for the city of Torrance, but then also a way to give back to the community. So this year we accepted written submissions from each AO that was interested in being sponsored for paramedic school. If you're not already familiar, the AOs are here to work on their ambulance, but their ultimate goal is to become a firefighter and hopefully firefighter paramedic with the city of Torrance. So this scholarship will go towards that effort. So we went through all of the submissions. Everybody is obviously very deserving of a scholarship. The person we picked has a very interesting history. He's a local person. He's been involved as an explorer with us. He's been involved as an auxiliary with us. Obviously, he's a current AO. And he had an interesting encounter with EMS early in his life at around the age of 12, 13. Probably best told over a beer with him. I'll let him talk about that to you individually. But we feel he's very deserving of going to paramedic school. He probably knows who I'm talking about right now. I haven't talked to him before this, so if Ricky Williams would stand up, give him a round of applause. So the details have yet to be worked out as far as when he's going and all that, but rest assured, Torrance Firefighters Association is going to support Ricky in his endeavor to become a firefighter for the city of Torrance. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Captain Baker, and I want to thank our President James Duarte and under his leadership and the executive staff or executive board for supporting the program. I'm confident. Congratulations, Ricky. I'm sure you won't let us down, but you still have to be an ambulance operator and do some work beforehand. One of the highest areas of responsibility is preparing and training the next generation of firefighters. The recruit training cadre at the leadership of Chief Morrow, we recognize the tremendous responsibility the cadre has to prepare each one of our recruits for a long, safe career. Captains Hickman and Brown, Engineer Sean Kehoe, and Firefighter Fournier had the awesome responsibility to train and prepare our recruits this year. We truly recognize and appreciate your hard effort, your work, and your commitment in preparing these young men and women for a career in the fire service, the TFD service. With that, I would like to invite Captain Hickman up to say a few words.
Thank you, Chief. I want to start this off. I was involved in the 2020 training tower that got cut short, so what I'm going to say applies to Sharf and Borello, so make sure you guys aren't left out, all right? I just want to start off by congratulating all the recruits for the 10 long weeks that they just put in completing our training tower. Being in your shoes years ago, I realized at times that it may seem that there really is no light at the end of the tunnel, but you guys got there. The days are long, mostly in your turnouts, with continual hose, ladder, ventilation operations, just to name a few. Job-related physical training, firefighter fitness, ladder therapy, and then follow it up with numerous chapters to read and information to absorb for the daily quiz. The entire 10 weeks are designed to test your mental and physical toughness. And it's an extremely hard process to endure. But in my personal opinion, it's the hard that makes it great. If it wasn't hard, anybody can do this profession. The recruits aren't the only ones that are learning throughout this process, however. The cadre continually learns about each individual recruit that makes them who they are and how they operate. You have the quiet one, the loud ones, the ones that can't stop smiling, the one that doesn't want to smile at all, the unicycle enthusiast, and the one who always looks lost no matter what we're trying to tell him. But I think one of the biggest things I learned from all these recruits is they really enjoy their snacks. We're not talking about regular snacks like protein bars and stuff like that. We're talking about Ziploc bags of goldfish, fruit by the foot, the kinds of snacks that my 7-year-old daughter likes. They are good snacks, right, Hedrick? Yeah. On February 22nd, the 2021 recruit class started out as individuals and over the last 10 weeks came together as a team to fight through the adversity and stress to complete this training program and earn a spot on the floor. I want to remind the recruits that your journey is just beginning, and I encourage you all to never settle for mediocrity and challenge yourselves by continually learning your profession. I would like to finish by thanking all the families of the recruits for their support throughout this process. Because of the sacrifices you've made, your loved ones are graduating today to the rank of probationary firefighter. Thank you.
So the journey for me, it's been a long road. I started as an auxiliary back in 2018 and worked as an auxiliary for about 1.5 years. After that 1.5 years, I got offered the position as a fire cadet. From there, I went to paramedic school with Cole Consani and Katie Coburn, and we worked hard through that, got through it, and we were able to complete paramedic school. And then shortly after that, we found out that we were going to be in the next tower, and we were just happy. It was hard work, and it was a lot of dedication, a lot of studying, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, but we were able to get through it, and now we're here, and we're happy to be here, and looking forward to the rest of it.
Getting that phone call from Chief, man, that was the best day of my life. Closest, I got married, that was the best day of my life, but that was the next best day of my life for sure. we've worked so hard to get to that point, to get that job offer, and knowing that all your hard work up until that point has paid off, there's no better feeling like it.
What it's like going through the Grow Your Own program, I thought it was amazing. So COVID kind of threw a big hiccup in everything, but I was really impressed with the way the department took care of us, continued to train us during those times that were kind of unclear of what was going to happen. It was a nice transition into the culture of the department, getting to be there at the station, getting to know how everything operates, getting familiar with it, getting familiar with the way Torrance does things was extremely beneficial. And I think the three of us are very grateful for the opportunity that we've received.
The phone call from Chief Cerna was unexpected with how fast it came. I was actually in Georgia when I received the call, and I couldn't have been more excited. I moved out to Georgia in the first place to hopefully get the experience needed to be chosen here in California with how competitive it is. So I was trying to be professional, but I couldn't help but start smiling, and I apologized, and I said, "You have no idea how much this means to me. I wanted this for so long." And the first thing I remember him telling me is, "Hey, this is the best part about it, is to see your guys' reactions. We know how hard you work for it, and we know that you're finally getting that golden ticket, and I'll never forget it."
It's a very, very fast-paced tower. There's no room for any room to slack off. You're constantly on your toes every day. We don't really have any lectures, so you get in, you wake up at 4:30, you're on the grinder at 5:30, and you're on your feet until 5:30 or 6 o'clock. On top of that, you have to come back home and you have to have time management skills to be able to prep your food for the next day, wash and iron your uniforms, and then being able to study 3 or 4 chapters of material that you're going to be quizzed on every day. The tests here are very straightforward. There is no curveballs here with the cadre, and we appreciate that as recruits. And just be able to have that time management is something that's huge. And so just that fast-paced environment, that's what makes this academy very hard. But it's very doable, and to be able to do it together as a team is what's going to make everybody here successful.
The hardest part about the academy has got to be probably my family. You know, I got 3 kids. I've been married for over 10 years, and being in the academy, I'm committing myself 100%. And when I go home, I got to study, get ready for the next day. That means I have to put my kids aside, put my family aside. So I would say that's got to be the hardest part. You know, my kids are young, and when they tell me that they want to show me something, they want to play, it's heartbreaking, because I have to tell them that, oh, you know what, can we do that later? I got to study, I got to do this. But it's all for the best in the long run. But I would say that's probably the hardest part about the academy.
The academy so far, it's a roller coaster. It's been very fast-paced. It's been a lot of studying, a lot of cramming stuff, and then relearning it next week, because there's so much material that you read it one week, then next week you get tested on it again, and you feel like you're relearning everything constantly until it finally sticks and it clicks in your head, and then it all starts to make sense. But in the beginning, it was like a whirlwind of information, and your body hurts, everything hurts, so you're kind of trying to just keep up with the pace. But once we got in the flow of things and things started to click, I think a lot of us were able to manage it a lot better now than in the beginning. But it's definitely been a roller coaster. It's been fun.
The academy is tough. I'd say so far the hardest thing is probably just managing your time. They give us 1,000 things to do, and we have so many hours in the day. So, but it's been fun. The bonds, all the friendships we formed. So
that phone call from Chief, I was shocked. I was surprised. I was in disbelief. I was excited to take that next chapter with the Torrance Fire Department. The first person I called was my mom. We were all screaming for excitement. I mean, I do this for my mom, so it was a really good feeling.
The most important expectation of the tower is to maintain the Torrance Fire Department's integrity. It's a very steep learning curve from the beginning, and it just gets harder as the tower goes on. We do that to make sure that these men and women can perform at our level once they hit the floor.
For me personally, the expectations that I have for the recruits over the 10 weeks of the tower is to essentially have a positive outlook or maintain a good attitude and work hard. I think that gets you pretty far, considering the days are really long. There's a lot of homework, a lot of tasks that need to be done. If you have that hard work, initiative, and maintain that positive outlook or a good attitude, that's going to carry you throughout this entire 10 weeks.
I'd like to thank my family, my girlfriend, all the recruits here, all my friends here in the academy that I met, my brothers, my sister, as well as the cadre. The cadre have had to put up with us every day and teach us and be patient with us. And I mean, we wouldn't be where we're at without them. They're the main people I want to thank. They've been great.
I would like to thank the department first and foremost. Without the opportunity, I wouldn't be here without Chief Cerna and Zora and everyone that helped me in the process of getting the job, and everyone prior to that I worked with in the past, all of my mentors and the leaders, that the advice I've taken from them, and it's helped kind of pick little parts up here and there from people and advice that they've given me. And I'd like to thank all of those people that kind of grew me into the position I'm in now. And obviously the cadre, they've been awesome. They've been patient. They've been approachable and friendly also at the same time, but stern and serious when it comes to the training, and kind of held us to a high standard, which has been really good for us as a team. And then the rest of the recruits, without them every day, like, I'm not at home much, I'm away from my family, so I have to rely on them and depend on them to be the people that are there for me. So the recruits, thank them too, and then obviously my family and friends at home that are taking care of everything at home while we're away, so thank them too.
I'd like to thank my friends, my family, my wife, the chief, the city for giving me this opportunity, the recruits, because without them, I feel like everybody here has had a role in all of our success, and most importantly the cadre. They've had the patience to put up with us, and they've taught us a lot. So I'm very thankful to be here, and I'm thankful for this opportunity.
I would like to thank my mom, my family, friends, for all of the support. My brothers and sisters right here that's in the tower, and all of the cadres that have been associated with this tower.
I'd like to thank my, sorry, I'm gonna restart that one. I'd like to thank my wife, my mom and dad for all their support. Without them, I wouldn't be where I am today. And I really want to thank the cadre for their consistent hard work each and every day to help pour into us and develop us into the best firefighters that we can be, to be able to serve the city of Torrance.
One, I would like to say thank you to everyone here. We've all grown together, worked together, and definitely become a family. Also my family, my mom, my dad, they're my number one, my rock, my family. And also my girlfriend, she's been a big support through my whole journey of becoming a firefighter. And just want to say thank you to everyone.
First, I'd like to thank my parents, so my mom and dad. Thank you for everything you did to get me here. I'd like to thank my fiance for all of her support and the crazy hours and whatnot. I'd like to thank the staff that made all this possible. I know with COVID, that must not have been easy. So thank you for all the work that you did behind the scenes to get every single one of us where we are today. Thank you to all the chiefs, captains, and firefighters that were with us at the station, getting us up to speed before the tower started, coming out with a training regiment and helping us along. And then lastly, thank you to Chief Cerna for this opportunity.
The first one's got to be my wife. There's no way I can do this without her. She's super supportive, and she takes care of the family when I'm doing this, and my kids. They don't understand yet, but this is all for them, So my kids, my family, and the training cadre, you can really tell that they want you to succeed. And it's almost like they're your big brother, but they don't want to show you that big brother relationship yet, And when you're struggling with something, they're doing what they need to do to get you to succeed, and that's got to be one of the best parts about it. And then everybody else here, you know, there's a lot of things that I'm not great at with the training that we've gotten, but I can talk to everybody else here and they'll give me advice and suggestions on how they do things, and I can kind of incorporate that to how I do it, and that's how I'm able to be successful, you know, to this point. So everybody I'm with every day.
I would like to thank my family, first and foremost, the cadre for taking time in their career to teach us and ultimately help grow the future of the fire department. I'd like to thank Chief Cerna for taking a chance on me and allowing me this opportunity. All my academy mates for supporting me and getting through this together. My girlfriend Stephanie, she's been a huge help in meal prepping for myself and my roommates. She helps us out with lunches. Yeah, absolutely. Everyone. There's so much. You realize that when you're at your lowest point or you're truly struggling, how many people are willing to help you and put in time to help you get through whatever struggles you're going through. So to everyone out there, thank you so much. I couldn't do it without you.
Lock it down. Take point. Go, go. That's it. Recruit Thomas! Recruit Chang! Recruit Palmajon! Recruit Shawsider! Recruit Knight! Recruit Hendrick! Recruit Denver! Recruit Meyer!
Sorry. Recruit Strauss-Snyder, why don't you come up here and give your speech?
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the recruit class of 2021, we would like to thank everyone for coming today. We'd like to say thank you to Chief Cerna, our city manager, the city of Torrance, the TFD family, and our cadre for the opportunity, support, and the training over the last 10 weeks. During this time, we have learned a lot. We've had long days out in the grinder, sleepless nights of studying, but most importantly, we've made a lot of memories that will never be forgotten. A lot of people have told me that we would one day look back at the time we had in the academy and reflect on it, remembering how hard we worked to get where we are today, and I understand why now. We worked as a team, became brothers and sisters, and overall one big family to reach our ultimate goal in life, and that's becoming a firefighter. Lastly, from the bottom of our hearts, we would like to say a special thank you to our families and loved ones. For the support through this journey, we really couldn't have done it without you, and for that, it's not over yet. At the end of the day, we will always have each other's backs, and there's no other group of people I would want to spend the rest of my career with. Cheers the next 30 years. Thank you.
Thank you. Well stated. And it does serve as a reminder, and I know our city manager touched on it. We are not here if we don't have the support of our family and our friends at home. Without you, family, friends, we would not be here celebrating today. We recognize the times when your loved ones were not there and they may not be there. They will turn to you as they progress through their career. Please be there for them. So I would like to, at this time, give a round of applause to the family and supporters of each one of you guys and our promotees. As I shared before, this will not be our traditional ceremony, but normally at this time we would have each one of you come up along with our promotees to higher rank to come up and accept their badge. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to do something a little bit different this year. So at this time, we're going to take the oath of office. But we're also going to recognize our promotees. So, recruits, please stand up. Also, our promotees, when I call your name, I encourage you to stand and say the oath again as a reminder of our commitment to our community and our organization and our profession. Promoting from the rank of firefighter to engineer, Sean Kehoe. Promoting from the rank of firefighter to engineer, Mike Legier. Promoting from firefighter to engineer, Sean Hosanzada. Promoting from firefighter to engineer, Chad DeMarco. Promoting from firefighter to fire engineer, Ryan Mendeval. Firefighter to fire engineer, Nick Hagan. Firefighter to fire engineer, John Hine. Firefighter to fire engineer, John Coach. A lot of engineers. Promotion from engineer to captain, Brian Aska. Promoting from engineer to captain, Ryan Wilson. Promoting from fire engineer to fire captain, John Wass. Promoting from fire engineer to fire captain, Chris Cathy. Promoting from fire captain to assistant chief, Chris Morrow. promoting from Assistant Chief to Deputy Chief John Henderson. At this time, I would like to invite our city clerk up for the oath of office.
Thank you, Chief. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear or affirm that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of California against all enemies, foreign and domestic. I will bear true faith and allegiance to the Constitution of the United States of America and the Constitution of the State of California. I take this obligation freely without any mental reservation or purpose of evasion, and I will faithfully discharge the duties upon which I am about to enter. Congratulations. For the recruits, there's an oath over on the table there. I need you to sign it and leave it. I will collect it later. If you want a copy of it, just contact my office and we'll make you a copy. Thank you.
Strongest motivation for me is to present myself in the best possible way, which is the pride I have in myself as a professional. I feel content when I have given my all to projects and tasks. I also enjoy working for the fire department because everyone motivates and pushes each one to succeed. To be on the other side, I feel I have to learn more and work better as part of the team.
I'd like to thank my wife for putting up for me when I'm under stress. I'm not the most pleasant person. And then also from the fire chief all the way down to the newest firefighter. This is about a 6-year process for me, so everyone helped along the way. Thank you all.
I just want to thank my mom, Sally, my dad, Mark, my sister, Melissa, and finally my girlfriend, Izzy. Thanks for all the love and support. Couldn't have done it without you guys. And then all my family here at Torrance Fire Department. Thank you.
Wanted to say thanks to my family, my parents. Also thanks to everybody that's helped me along the way. I started off at Station 4, my crew there. Also my crew at headquarters and anybody that's run into me along the way and helped me get through the process.
I mean, first and foremost, I'd like to thank my wife, my family. Without her support, their support, I definitely wouldn't have been as successful as it turned out to be. I'd like to thank my crew who spent countless hours laughing at me, helping me, working with me, making me better, and everybody. I worked with different crews, different captains, engineers, firefighters, and everyone had something to share, and I appreciate that. And now I am looking forward to learning my job and working hard, and continuing to teach other people.
My 2 boys are diagnosed with autism at an early age, and my daughter, who's younger than them, is not. But what led me to want to promote is to basically be able to provide for them in a better atmosphere for them growing up, to be able to give them everything that they need to make them be the best humans that they possibly can. In order to do that, I have to thank my wife. She has been my biggest cheerleader and my biggest advocate this entire time. It takes a lot to get to where I'm at. The hours of studying and preparing and dedication to basically being the best that I can be, it takes a lot of toll and stress on the family at home, and it's a big accomplishment to be able to sit here today and actually do this interview.
Just want to thank the Chief Zerna. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity. The mentors here at the department who always push me to be the best version of myself. My family, my parents again, they are my first and number one motivation to always be the best version of myself. And my husband and children who continue to push me to do better each day. I'm really thankful for this opportunity. Thank you.
And I would like to thank my wife, Hannah, for all of her help and support along the way. And I would also like to thank my mom and dad just for raising me right giving me a good work ethic and teaching me to be a good kid.
I'd like to thank the department for putting their trust in me to move on to this next position. Hopefully I can meet the expectations. And I'd like to thank my family for putting up with me throughout this whole process. I know it's a long and trying time, and there's a lot of stress involved, but again, I thank everyone.
I'd like to take this opportunity to thank my family. I know it's not only challenging on myself when I was studying, but my wife and kids were very understanding when Dad had to be gone for multiple hours throughout the day, whether it was going to the library or staying a little bit longer at work or meeting up with individuals to study. I know it was hard on them as well as for me, and I just wanted to let them know that I love them and I appreciate all of their support.
I'd like to thank my wife, Nicole, my two daughters, Caitlin and Kaylee. They were, very supportive and encouraged me the whole time, and the department as well, giving me the opportunities and the training that I needed to be successful.
First of all, I'd like to thank my wife, Summer, and my family for helping me get motivated to study for this position. Also, I'd like to thank my crew at Station 5. They all know who they are. They all did a lot for me, helped put a lot of time and effort into helping me succeed. And also, the other members of the Torrance Fire Department, they all knew who they are, who helped me out. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So thank you. You'll never be forgotten for what you guys did for me, and much appreciated.
I wouldn't be where I am today if it wasn't for my family, my friends, to be there to back me up, to give me support and push me through the hard times, as well as members of the Torrance Fire Department who have been there, who I've looked up to for motivation and inspiration. They're the ones who have challenged me and have gotten me to where I am today. So thank you.
I would like to thank my parents for raising me the way they did, and I'd like to thank my wife and my kids for supporting me for the last 30 years in the fire service.
I wanted to thank our fire chief personally for the opportunity to be a fire chief here at the Torrance Fire Department, as well as thank my wife for all of her support during these many years.
I'd like to thank multiple captains on A shift that helped me through this process. At the time, being Captain Stefan Vieira, he helped me a lot, was a good mentor. I also want to thank Captain Kubota, too, Captain Backtat, and Captain Salcido, Station 6, all A shift captains. I'd also like to thank retired Assistant Chief Mike Hansen, who helped me off duty too during the study process. And mostly I'd like to thank my wife, Markel, for putting up with my studies because having 4 kids at home, it's not easy to take that time to focus. So I want to thank her for putting up with all that and supporting me through that process.
Okay, I'm Mike Legier with Torrance Fire Department, recently promoted to engineer. My motivation and inspiration to commit to studying for engineer came from just years of doing the job of a paramedic. It was my intent to basically start and finish my career as a firefighter paramedic, but as time went by and the years went by, it seemed tough. And it's a job for a young person, and I felt that it was starting to take the toll on me personally at home and at work. With much basically thought and a lot of hard work, it took me a long time to get to the position to pass the test. I took multiple tests a long time, but never really that serious because I loved being a paramedic and didn't really want to leave that job. But like I say, as I've been on for since 1994, about 27 years now, and it's definitely a job for a young man. You know, as I get older, I'm still in really good shape, but the things I used to do and I could bounce back from within a day, as far as having a tough fire or a big job, it takes me a couple days to bounce back from. So just realize that, you know, I want to put in as much time as I can in the fire service, because I didn't realize it, but I do love being a part of this, and I feel very blessed to have found my calling and just enjoy going to work every day. So I'd like to thank my wife. She's had to put up with a lot, and my two sons. My family stood behind me through the good times and the bad, and have always been there. And that was kind of my motivation, was to just maybe, I guess, not leave it to the young guys. You know, they're coming on. I felt like I had to do it all, and I was able to do it, and I still am able to do it. But there's guys that are younger than me that can do it a lot better and a lot quicker. And yeah, it was just, I guess, time for me to move on. And so with that, it's a good thing, because my first day after being promoted, I was kissing my wife goodbye in the morning and told her I get to go drive a fire engine. And she just basically responded back with, yeah, that's every boy's dream. And so I just left the house smiling that morning, thinking, yeah, this is. I've got it really good, and I'd like to thank the people I work with, the people up above me, that has helped me realize, once that I promoted, that they're the ones who made it possible for me to be successful for so long as a paramedic. I didn't really know at the time. I just was working hard doing what I do, but now being an engineer, I know I have responsibility to make sure that everything's prepared for the firefighters and the paramedics and the captain going in. So with that, I take my job seriously. I still am able to get some of the excitement of doing the work, but it's just a different type of work now. And I still can go in and work as a firefighter because of what we do. So appreciate all that, and I appreciate being a part of the Torrance family. And I just want to thank everybody. So with that, I think that's it.
We're going to close out our ceremony, and as I shared earlier, at the conclusion of your ceremony, please grab your badge, have your loved one pin that badge on your chest. We also encourage you to take some time to take a look at the video that's right next door. I'm sure Wes will help guide you through that with your family. We'll close out with reciting a firefighter's creed. Where there are citizens in distress, in harm's way, there is a special breed that stands ready to answer the call. A common individual with uncommon desires. Forged by adversity, this person stands alongside their brothers, sisters to serve their community and protect their lives and property. I am a firefighter. My badge is a symbol of honor and heritage bestowed upon me by the heroes that have gone before, and embodies the trust of those I am sworn to protect. By wearing the Maltese Cross, I accept the responsibility of my chosen profession, and it is a privilege that I must earn every day. My loyalty to this community, my crew, is beyond reproach. I humbly serve as a guardian to my community, always ready to respond to those who are unable to help themselves. I do not advertise the nature of my work or seek recognition of my actions. I voluntarily accept the inherent hazards of my profession, placing the welfare and security of others before my own. I serve with honor on and off duty. The ability to control my emotions and my actions regardless of circumstances sets me apart from other people. Uncompromising integrity is my standard. My character, my honor is steadfast. My word is my bond. We expect to lead and be led. In the absence of orders, I will take charge and lead my crew and accomplish the task at hand. I lead by example in all situations. I will never quit. I persevere and thrive on adversity. My community expects me to be physically harder, mentally stronger than the average citizen. If I'm knocked down, I will get back up every time. I will draw on every remaining ounce of strength to protect my crew and mitigate the emergency. I am never out of the fight. We demand discipline. We expect innovation. The lives of my crew, the success of our mission depend on me, my technical skill, technical proficiency, and the attention to detail. My training is never complete. We train for proficiency, demand perfection. I stand ready to bring the full spectrum of my department's resources to bear to mitigate every emergency. Execution of my duty will be swift yet methodical, guided by the principle that I am a servant of the community, employed to protect their lives and their property. Brave men and women have fought and died, building this proud tradition and the reputation of every firefighter that I'm bound to uphold. In the worst of conditions, the legacies of my brothers and sisters steadies my resolve, silently guides my every deed. I will not fail. This concludes our ceremony. I want to congratulate each and every single one of you. I look forward to seeing you grow, seeing you set the standard, and each and every day making a difference. Truly proud of everybody in this room that wears the uniform and the patch of the Torrance Fire Department. I know this community is proud of you, and I look forward to a successful and rewarding career as the citizens look forward to your leadership. With that, let's give them a round of applause.